G'day, hi and welcome. Alright, so I'm just heading back home. We'll say it's a 2-hour day. Not bad, not bad. You know, I got to play with my saws. Does anybody have an unusual, like, adorability saw fetish? You know, is that wrong? Well, I don't care if it's wrong. I wish more people did, because chainsaws are so fun. Especially that 400. Like, that's just a saw. It's just happy. The Tree Reaper, as I call him, is a happy saw. That's the first tree I fell with him. So I got my first cuts with him, and my first tree, okay, not a monster tree, but first tree I fell with the Tree Reaper. Also the first big branch. Like, that branch was probably about this round. You know, maybe not completely this round the whole way around, but so whatever the steering wheel is, you know, 14 inches or whatever. No problem. And a hardwood tree too. I wish I would have been able to cut it back to the stump more, or to the ring more, because the trees heal better like that. But I think that tree's dying anyway, and it's probably going to be a tree I'm going to be cutting down in the future. So yeah, but it's just like right where I had to cut, because it's, you know, basically you're hanging on. You know, you go and if you fall, you end up going over a cliff into the waterfalls there. You know, and yeah, you're dead if that happens. You ain't getting out of that thing. That's a pretty fast set of rapids there. So, you know, like where the ladder was is where I had to cut. And, well, so I was like, well, okay, I'll be out a bit from the ladder, obviously. Yeah, so I'm in love with that saw. I really am. Like, with all the saws I've tried that were in the 60cc range, like my dad's saw is so much heavier than that saw. Like, that saw is just so nice and light and so easy to start. Mind you, it's brand new. And being M-tronic, like, there's no carburetors and stuff like that to mess with. There is, if you do get like a really drastic seasonal change or an altitude change, there is a method to resetting it, which is pretty easy and straightforward, but I'll get into that on another video. But for now, like, I'm really impressed with what the saws can do. Now, mind you, once I get into something big, like, you know, I do cut big, you know, bases like that. Like, that thing is probably about 3 feet around there. Big Manitoba. I do a lot of Manitoba maples. Excuse me. I think tomorrow I'll probably, for my client here, be back there. There's a Manitoba maple branch stuck in it way back there, and those trees way back there. And then I got that one to cut down. That big pine is about 18-inch round or whatever. That's you know, especially with a new chain on it, right? Cuts really well. Now I got to figure out what I'm going to do with this tree here, because the beavers are going to take that down. They've probably already killed it. It's a good sized tree. I'd rather it just come down by itself and then I clean it up. But I'm going to let my client know about that, and you know, I'll charge her next year and whatever. But madman go by. So anyway, yeah, so no, I plunge cut with it twice today. I love it. But one thing with that saw is it's more of a high RPM. Like I say, it feels like a Formula 1 car the way it accelerates. So the one thing I have to watch out for is when I'm doing the smaller trees with it, which I could have done all that with the 162, but you know, I want to play with the big saw, right? Is that when I'm notching, that I don't over notch like I did. Like, trust me, I took like a third of the tree on it. It's like, oops. You know, it's like, okay, 10% of your tree is your notch, right? Roughly. I tend to like a slightly bigger notch if I can get away with it, especially on a leaner. Anything that's going to help it come down, but you need enough meat there so that the tree doesn't break off while you're trying to cut it down, right? But yeah, no, that notch, it was a nice notch. It was nice. It was clean, but it had absolutely no hinge on that tree. I didn't even get a chance to. It broke off before I what you call it, the wedge broke it off before he even had a chance to do a nice show-off cut for you. But anyway, it fell very safely, and that's exactly what... If I could follow every tree like that, That'd be very, very, very nice. I mean, I got trees here. I got like that big pine. My dad and I are trying to, before it dies, we're trying to figure out how we're going to take it down. I'm going to have to climb that one. The oaks I'm not worried about, but now is when they're easy. But they're, you know, because those ones are leaners and they're heading towards the power lines. I don't really want to take too much out of there because, you know, it's between my aunt and uncle and our place. It's nice little privacy or whatever. It's not a big deal. I mean, it's all family, but you know, that is technically my uncle's end of the lot. So, but yeah, it was a fun little job. Like if I can get just little jobs like this all winter, that'd be great. You know, you go work for 2, maybe 3 hours. That's it, and then come home and you know. I don't want to work like 9 hours with a chainsaw. No chainsaw I want to work that long with, or 8 hours even. It's just like, you know, it's like, you know, after about 3 or 4 hours, the fun starts going away once you know, because, you know, you got to move blocks and shit. If you're just cutting and doing nothing but cutting, yeah, you can work an 8-hour day with a chainsaw and not be too tired. But if you got to cut, move branches, roll blocks, yeah, you know, you're going to get your exercise, you know. You're going to get your exercise. Anyway, there we go, guys.